Once we have filled information about allocation and vesting schedule, it is time to fill the information about value propositions. The value propositions are the means by which a protocol generates value. A protocol might have one or several value propositions. Imagine, for example, that I am a trading platform. I could have as a value proposition a DEX, or I could have a value proposition of derivatives, or I could have both. Here, we allow you to generate as many value propositions as you need. When defining your token economy, it is extremely important to understand your value propositions, because this is going to determine the way that your token will accrue value. Another important part of the value proposition, it is the expected growth over time. This will help us understand how much value your token will accrue. In this video, we will focus on the value proposition and hypothesis of growth, and we will leave the token utilities for later. In our platform, we're able to choose between different value propositions on the value proposition type. To determine the expected volume of that value proposition, we use the growth KPIs. There are mostly three major blocks of value proposition KPIs. Some of them are related to volume, which are all those value propositions that charge a fee of the volume traded. So let's say Launchpad, DEXs, lending, marketplaces, etc. Then there are some KPIs more user related in terms of monthly active users, which are for dApps or games. And then there are some transactions related KPIs, which are those kind of business models that charge a fee per transactions regardless the amount. This is for L1s, R2s, or different infrastructure. It is interesting for some token economists to combine multiple value propositions. For example, in the GameFi token economy, multiple times we have the marketplace, the GameFi per se, and the loot boxes token economies, or in the example of PancakeSwap, we have lottery, profile creation, and trading example, and then in some launchpads where there might be some secondary markets, then we would have both. If at some point your value proposition isn't listed in one of our choices, you can simulate it by placing a one that it is kind of similar. So for example, DEXs and derivatives would be kind of related, and you could recreate one by using the other. And if that is impossible, you always have the choice of customizing your value proposition. For customizing your value proposition, we would need to fill the information here above. So for example, if we are following a DEX, the service parameter name will be the liquidity providers, the username would be the traders, the service parameter name would be the trading fee, the growth parameter name would be the volume traded, the adoption name would be the average volume per user, and the service parameter, in this case, since we are charging a trading fee, which is a percentage, would be 0.01. If there was any question at some point with how to determine your custom value proposition, please let me know in the comments or contact us and we will help you with that.